Page 30. And what's that? Page 30, right? So I personally think that this unit is awesome to really summarize all the properties that you've learned, right? You kind of put them to the test. And some of you did sine law when I did Pythagorean theorem. You're like, hey, I got the same answer. It's like, exactly, right? If you do it right, it should work out. Sometimes you can do multiple ways, sometimes not. It depends, right? Okay, so let's look at this quadrilateral down here, right? And what do you notice about it? Anything that strikes you, similarities perhaps? Okay, it's a trapezoid, yeah. Do you notice? It's isosceles. Why isosceles? Yes, these two are the same. Boom, it's isosceles, just like that. And so we can actually go, what type is it? We can go isosceles, trapezoid. There's only two kinds of trapezoids. There's isosceles or right. Those are the only two we have, really. So this very much looks like an isosceles. We know that because of these two things, we also know that the sides across from them are going to be congruent as well. Did you know that? That's just how we go, right? I'm going to use a pen or something to put information in that wasn't there originally. It just sticks out a bit more. So I'm just filling in stuff. May not be asked of me, but it's very quick to do. Okay, I know that these two should add up to 180 on both sides, right? Therefore, if this is 60, I know that those two here are 120, just like that, right? So quite often mental math comes in handy, right? You just make that observation. It doesn't take that long. Okay, determine the values of angle A and angle B. Angle A and angle B, oh, they're both 120, no problem. And I don't ask you to justify it or anything, you just have to state it, right? And you will notice that they all add up to 360. What's that? Oh, sorry. There you go. Angle A, angle B, there we go. Just a reminder, three-letter notation won't throw us off, will it? How can we refer to this angle using three-letter notation? CAB or BAC. Okay, let's just do that here. Because some of us don't like that, right? It's like, this is just an aside. And this letter here, we could go ABD or angle DBA. All right, just a review, okay? I take any chance I get to review things. What's the length of side AC? You just go here, A to C. We just wrote one, right? So you're very familiar with that. AC is 4 centimeters. Perfect. No big deal. Most of these are going to be really quick. Okay, so the test might look long, but you'll be like, oh, a mark here, a mark there. Let's keep going, right? Just stating facts. And now, this is where I need you to have the formula on your study sheet. It says calculate the area of the trapezoid. And I give you another one here. And we call the top A, the bottom B, right? And the formula is right here. Let's rewrite it. I like it to look like this. Right? That's the better version of it. And the height is right down here. So it's very similar to what I just did. So I'm going to do one, and on the back side of this, there's another one. You're going to give it a try right after we're done here today. Okay? Okay. So to find the area, we need the height, which is down across like this. So let's draw that triangle out. Go ahead. What can we transfer from the top? Let's put the 4 centimeters down here. We know that the top here is 5 and this is 9. Okay, so some things can be transferred. 4 centimeters comes with us unaltered, right? H we still don't know. And then the bottom here is the kicker. You got to be careful here. You got to follow me on this one. I'm going to call this X. To figure out X, it's guaranteed that you're going to have to subtract the base, like this longer side and the top side. Okay. Let me give you a formula before I do the numbers. Okay. So I'm going to go B minus A. And I'm going to, in this case, divide that by 2. And I will explain that in a little bit. So I'm going to take the 9, subtract the 5, and I'm going to divide that in 2. If you have highlighters, I'm going to show you why I do that divided by 2. Some of you see it, some of you don't. That's fine, right? So if you take this side here and transfer it over to the bottom, right? There are 2 sections remaining, right, on either side of that short side. Like if you transfer that down, okay, so technically if this is X, this is also X, right? This little stretch here, this little, but we're only interested in this one on the right side in this case. That's why I go 9. This is a little bit tricky here. I'm just going to make sure you understand that 9 goes from end to end, okay? The 9 centimeters goes from end to end, the longer side. So I go 9 minus 5, and then I divide that in half to get that. So this would be 4 divided by 2, which is 2 centimeters. I'm not done yet, guys. I'm not even. I'm probably a third way there. Okay. So I'm gonna put this 2 up here. I'm gonna make an arrow go up. And obviously on a test, you're gonna be a lot quicker with this. You're not gonna include so much detail, right? But now I'm gonna figure out the height. Height is a leg, right? So it'll be 4 squared minus 2 squared. So that would be 16 minus 4, that's 12. So that would be 3.4641. Remember, we're working towards a final answer. So along the way, I round to 4 decimals instead of 2. Ideally, you want to use them all, right? Underline that because it's important. So let's do steps here. This was step number 1, step number 2, and then step number 3 is now finding the area. So area is A plus B, right? So you go A plus B, put that in brackets, times the height. You just found this height. Like if I'm going to go like this. Divided by 2. Okay. So then you get 14 times 3.4641 divided by 2. So you type that in, right? You go 14 times that divided by 2. And that gives you 24.25 centimeters. Finish the sentence. Squared, yeah, squared units when it's area. So there you have it. It took us 3 steps to get there. You remember on the AC we just did? We did not divide by 2, did we? Because that was a right trapezoid. Like it's almost like you're cutting off this section here, and it's just a right trapezoid. So there's no need to divide by 2 in that case. Yeah. Can you use a shortcut? As long as you show me enough work that I can trace back, yeah. Yeah. Some students in some classes, some teachers might even do this. They might keep this as root 12 and plug in the root 12 here for height. That way you're including everything, and that's totally fine with me. Okay. I'm very okay with that. All right, you try. I'm boring to listen to, right? You're much more fun. So I want you to try that one before I move on to a kite. You try page 31. Make sure you try. Let's go through this. Calculate. Just watch, okay? Calculate the value of y. That would be the same, right? Y is 2.4. You know what? You might laugh at this, but this could actually be a question on a test. Just make sure you get it right, okay? Calculate the values of angle S, R, and Q. I would go this way. I would first focus on these two. So angle S, which is right here, would be 180 minus 118, right? Minus, what are we there? 62, right? And then angle Q, let's do that one next. Angle, this will be the same as this one, right? So that's just 118 flat out. And angle R, which is down here, a lot of letters flying around there, right? What's up with the X and Z, right? Hey, it's just the way it is. These are also the same. So here you have all three angles. That should have been pretty straightforward. Then calculate the area. You're probably going to have at least one on a test like this. So I would cut out. So basically, you got to imagine I'm cutting out the height here at this point, and I'm using this right triangle here. I transfer over what I can, right? That's there. To figure out this stretch here, which I tend to call X, in this case, it's not a right trapezoid, so you got to go 7, X is equal to 7.5 minus 5 split in half. So that's 2.5 divided by 2, that's 1.25. Is this little sliver here, this little chunk, ends up being 1.25 feet. Now you figure out the height. It's not that bad if you just know what you're doing, right? Height is 2.4 squared minus 1.25 squared. Height is, I got to do this, 2.4 squared minus 1.25 squared. And that's root of, I would strongly suggest you show the intermediate step and then root it. So height is 2.0488. Right? If you want to use 4 decimals, feet. And now you figure out the area. Area is 7.5 plus 5, right? The two sides, top and bottom of the trapezoid, times the height, divided by 2. I would strongly suggest you show your work here, right? This is 12.5 times 2.0488 divided by 2. And let me just run this through real quick. That's 12.81. Watch my calculator, right? That's 81 square feet. That is the area. Okay. What type of quadrilateral is this? Again, isosceles trapezoid, right? That should have been an easy answer there. So, didn't work with kites. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to ask you to work on pages. So write the homework down right here, okay? Homework, just 2 pages, 40 to 41. So I'm skipping a little bit. You know what? There's a right trapezoid right after this, right? You see that? On page 32. I'm gonna add that. So page 32 and then 40 to 41. You should be able to do that. If you tried and you can't, come and see me, right? I will post the keys a little later today. I haven't keyed it all yet.